The Kansas race weekend has quietly become one of the most reshuffled events of the 2026 NASCAR season, with multiple confirmed driver and crew chief changes emerging across both the NASCAR O'Reilly Auto Parts Series and the Cup Series. The official entry lists reveal a pattern of moves that significantly alters the competitive picture heading into this crucial intermediate track showdown. Before understanding the replacement, it is critical to appreciate the form Kyle Larson has been carrying into Kansas. He just came off a Bristol Motor Speedway Cup Series race where he finished third after leading a race-high 284 laps, with Ty Gibbs ultimately winning in overtime. The day before that Cup race, Larson nearly won the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series race at Bristol as well, finishing second after leading 230 laps before Connor Zilisch surged late to take the victory. He had also won the O'Reilly race at Las Vegas Motor Speedway in March and ran fourth at Darlington Raceway when he subbed in for Alex Bowman in the number 88 car earlier this season. This is not a driver stepping away cold or struggling for form. This is a driver who has been winning races, leading hundreds of laps, and performing at the absolute highest level across both series simultaneously. The Kansas O'Reilly Auto Parts Series entry list confirms that William Byron will drive the number 88 Junior Motorsports Chevrolet in the Kansas Lottery 300. This is not a situation where Larson is losing a Cup seat or some internal Hendrick Motorsports conflict is causing chaos. This is specifically about the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series schedule and the way Junior Motorsports has been rotating Hendrick-affiliated stars through the number 88 throughout 2026. Larson is not scheduled to return to the series until early May at Texas Motor Speedway, and Kansas was always part of Byron's turn in this pre-planned rotation. According to the schedule Hendrick Automotive Group released back in January 2026, Chase Elliott is set for Chicagoland and Indianapolis in July, Alex Bowman is scheduled for Nashville in late May, and Byron's Kansas start is his second of 3 planned series appearances this year before a scheduled return at Pocono Raceway in June. The seat is not getting weaker with Byron in it. It is simply getting different, and Kansas now has another headline Hendrick Motorsports name added to an already loaded field. There is an important additional layer to the number 88 story. Raja Caruth is spending this Kansas weekend in the number 32 Jordan Anderson Racing Chevrolet, which keeps the number 88 open for a Cup Series regular once again. This marks the 4th time this season Caruth has driven for Jordan Anderson Racing while Cup drivers cycle through what is technically his primary ride. After Kansas, Caruth is set to return to the number 88 at Talladega Superspeedway. Junior Motorsports and Hendrick Motorsports are clearly managing a much larger chessboard across the full 2026 season, and Kansas is simply the latest move on that board. The Kansas changes do not stop with Larson because the driver who actually beat Larson at Bristol is also out of his car this weekend. Connor Zilisch, fresh off his Bristol O'Reilly Series victory in the number 1 Junior Motorsports Chevrolet, is not returning in that car at Kansas. Instead, Carson Kvapil is back in the number 1, while Zilisch focuses on his Cup Series responsibilities with Trackhouse Racing. Kvapil's 2026 season has been extraordinarily complicated, with this Kansas assignment marking the 5th car change he has made across the opening months of the season. He drove the part-time number 9 at Bristol the previous weekend and now slides back into the number 1. That kind of constant movement is incredibly difficult for any driver, yet Kvapil remains in the thick of the championship fight despite the instability surrounding his equipment situation. Another confirmed change that could easily be overlooked amid the bigger headline moves involves the number 5 Heating Racing entry. J.J. Yaley will not drive that car at Kansas, with Luke Baldwin confirmed as his replacement for this weekend's race. This is Baldwin's second career O'Reilly Auto Parts Series start, following his Martinsville Speedway debut back in March where he finished 38th. Kansas represents another valuable opportunity for Baldwin to build National Series experience at a 1.5-mile intermediate track and continue developing his skills as a young driver working his way through the NASCAR ladder. On the Cup Series side, Wood Brothers Racing is also making a significant change for Kansas, though this one happens on the pit box rather than behind the wheel. Miles Stanley, the full-time crew chief for Josh Berry's number 21 Ford, is not traveling to Kansas due to personal reasons, and Matt Swiderski will serve as acting crew chief for the weekend. Swiderski is far from a routine fill-in, having joined Wood Brothers Racing in the off-season as performance engineer director after 5 years as a Cup Series crew chief with 3 victories to his name. He spent 2 seasons at Trackhouse Racing leading Daniel Suarez and the number 99 team, and 3 seasons at Cowlig Racing before that, earning wins with both Suarez and AJ Allmendinger. Crew chief changes, even temporary ones, affect pit strategy execution, driver communication rhythm, and in-race adjustments. With Barry sitting 25th in the Cup standings through 8 races and carrying only 2 top 10 finishes, this is a difficult moment to be making changes on the fly at an important intermediate track. When every move is stacked together, the scale of the Kansas shakeup becomes clear. Larson is out of the 88, Byron is in, Zilish is out of the number 1, Kvapil is back in, Yeli is out of the 5, Baldwin returns, Stanley is off the pit box for the 21, Swiderski steps up. One entry list change leads to discovering another, and suddenly the entire competitive landscape looks dramatically different from just 1 week ago at Bristol. For Larson specifically, this does not appear to be any kind of emergency or hidden problem. It feels like straightforward schedule management inside a long-established Hendrick and Junior Motorsports arrangement. But given how hot Larson was running at Bristol across both series, it is completely natural for fans to take notice the moment his name disappears from the lineup.